Hey folks, we're out here today on the homestead, and as you can see, we are cutting some wood. And while we only use wood in the workshop, this time of year it's a little bit tighter than it is other times of year. Number one, the weather. We've had what 2 weeks of just almost 3 weeks of nothing but just winter weather, and it's slowed down our projects that we can do for people. A lot of people are not moving, and they're just kind of sticking around close to home. So what we do in the meantime to kind of fill in gaps because it's winter is we cut a few loads of wood and sell them. It's just one more income stream. It's a resource that we have here on the homestead that we can take advantage of. It's dead, it's laying on the ground. And every time we do a project here on the homestead, we'll take and we'll concentrate on an area, and we'll just cut all the limbs that are around, and we let those set for about a year, and then we'll come back and cut those up for firewood. So it's one of those things that we have to do just to kind of fill in the gaps. Homesteading, I've always said this, you've got to have your fingers in more than one pie. It'd be nice if we were independently wealthy, but we're not. So our dream moves a little slower, and sometimes it gets tough. It's not always easy. Just because we don't have that many bills, and just because we live as frugal as possible, it still gets tight, particularly when there's longer stretches of time between projects, outside projects. So this is what we're going to be doing here today. I got a couple of really good tools that I've been working with sharpening these saws. When you do a bunch of it, this wood is so hard and so dense, and it's full of sand, it just dulls the chains, and I'm constantly having to have more chains, get them sharp, and it takes a lot of time. But we cut about a pickup truck load and sell that. It helps us through these times. So we're going to get back at it and cut a little bit more wood here on the homestead. Today I am wearing my HISEA work boots. I've been wearing these for about, what, 3 weeks? Since Christmas, 2 weeks? 2 weeks, and I about got them broke in. They're fairly soft. I'm really liking how soft they are. They've got this extra tough heel on them. I like that, but they break over in the right spots. They're not pinching my feet. Go over and check them out. Use our promo code DESERT, and you can take and get percentage off. I'll put it in the description below, but go over and check them out. HISEA Boots. They have work boots, they have muck boots. Miss Polly has been wearing hers. If you check out our Instagram, and you still liking them, ain't you? They're warm too, ain't they? Warm, comfortable, stylish.
I was going to ask you why you never bought them kind of boots before.
Mostly because where this lace starts, it pinches my joint. My joint is right here, and when I bend and squat, it really pinches my foot. These fit my foot a little bit better. I like where the laces are at. It doesn't seem like the laces are as far down the toe. And they've got really good cushioning in them. They're really good cushion soles. My feet haven't been hurting while I've been wearing them. We have scratched them up. I've scratched them up in barbed wire, out here kicking barbed wire around. First one thing, another, the soles are thick enough, and it's just a really good feeling boot. And I'm hoping that they hold up to all the torture that I'm gonna take and give them. So we'll keep you guys updated. Check them out at www.hisea.com. This wood is so dirty. It's just compared to cutting wood in Tennessee or any eastern state for that matter. It's so dirty.
I'm gonna get down.
Okay. This wood is harder on equipment, and if you're just doing a little bit here and there, it's not too bad, but when you go to cutting a whole load of wood, it can get really hard on equipment. So I think this is what, my fourth bar. Oh, that happens quite often. There we go. It's like my fourth bar on there on this saw. I really like this saw. It's a really good cutting saw. It just does a good job. I oftentimes lose parts to it. I replace both of these nuts at different times. Thank goodness they're not an expensive part. And it seems like more today, chains just stretch. More so than when I was a kid. They just like they're softer metal. They don't take it. Hold up as good, seems like. The number one tool on a homestead, I don't care where you're homesteading at, that I would say I use more than anything else is my chainsaw. Buying a good quality chainsaw it's just the number one rule if you're going to take and buy chainsaws. Buy the best. Don't buy, and there'd be people out there, well, I like this brand, I like that brand, yada yada yada. I've got an electric chainsaw that I got from Miss Polly. It is a Ryobi, and it does really good. They're light, she can handle it. But I bought kind of a middle of the line size saw because I do a lot more than just cut firewood. If I was just cutting firewood or cutting logs, I'd probably go for a little bit bigger chainsaw. But this size right here, 18-inch bar, is the perfect size saw for around a homestead. You can cut fence posts, you can trim trees, you can cut firewood. It's just a really awesome saw that does the job for me. You're going to pay a little bit more for this than you are like out of one of the big name box stores, but in the end, it's going to be really worth your money to buy a good quality chainsaw. It's the thing about this income stream that helps us cutting firewood. We already have the tools. We already have the equipment that we need. We have a pickup, we have these tools, so it's not something that we have to go and invest more into, which is really important. You don't want to have to take and expend more overhead when you're trying to do this. We do this with very minimal overhead. We have fuel, we have time, and we have the resources. So that's something to take into account when you're trying to find an income stream on a homestead. So this little tool here, I've never been really good at sharpening chainsaws, chains. We found this, Polly found this actually on sale for, I think it was $9 for the whole kit. It comes with several different size files, comes with a groover to put on top so you can file off your back, what you call the cleaning tooth, and for $9. And so far I'm liking it. Like I say, I'm not the world's best at sharpening saws.
It's gonna be hard. See?
Split that little piece off her.
I get drunk trying to do it.
Right there, yeah, right there, yeah.
I'm trying to get there.
Come on, my superwoman. Oh, Lord. Try to hit it flat down right there. The old wood chopper from way back. Look at there. With no problem.
Yeah.
You want me to get the rest of it?
Yeah.
Huh? I'll get the rest of it. You want to? She's tough, y'all. She don't want to quit.
Okay.
You want me to get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's not about power, it's about technique. These really big chunks of wood take the most effort out here because they're so full of sand and so full of dirt, and they dull. How many times have I sharpened that chain, babe, today?
That same chain, maybe 4 times?
4 times. And the wood is just really hard. If you look at this wood here, I'll show you here how it's like rock. There's nothing soft about it. It's almost petrified. It's so hard. Putting on another chain right now. I think I've got something like, what, 20, 25 chain. I don't know. I haven't counted them. And I buy them when I have the chance. I'll buy them, especially if they're on sale. I'll buy another chain because it's just out here when you're cutting. I can go through a chain about, well, it take about 3 chains, go through a cord of this hardwood. And this is considered a hardwood, and it is. I mean, you can plunk on that right there, on that wood right there with that handle. Yeah. Yeah. And so you're trying to cut it with a chainsaw, and you'll see folks cutting pine and some of that stuff in other parts of the country, and then, boy, they're just zipping through it. You don't do that here. It really puts a lot of strain on your saw and on your chains. So having extra chains is a must out here. So changing out chains again. This is what we got done so far. There's not a lot of wood in these trees. Once you take and you start cleaning them up, there's just a lot of just trash. It's not really that much big wood. It's not like cutting a big old tree and getting a bunch out of it. So we just amble around here around the place and pick up what we can, try to get this filled up, and maybe we can get this sold. We actually had a lady who wants a load. My beautiful wife is working herself pretty hard here. She's sweating. We've worked the afternoon away for sure. The sun is about to go down. I don't know if we're going to get this finished today. If not, we'll finish it up tomorrow.